As for the present, Queen Corinthia awaits.
All right, welcome back to Silent Slayer.
Woman turned the clan against me, convinced the elder to try to slay me, and drove me into hiding for 2,000 years.
So,
in that time, I've slain so many of her children I've lost count. But now the balance of that debt is to be settled.
Yep, the book's real psyched about getting revenge. All right, let's read about the queen of this clan. And what did she do to wrong this book, or the vampire behind the book? Political leader and arch-manipulator of vampire kind. The queen's bindstone is a trapezoidal pyramid, though the base flares out to resemble a diamond shape. And of course, we have more pieces than ever to put together the stone. All right. Some history. Even before I was driven out, Queen Corinthia led the political structure of the clan. Czar and I had power, but Corinthia's words could gain the obedience of other vampires, drawing them into the clan's sphere. There was no vampire society before her. Only she could tame willful vampires like Victoria, Senate, and Kalita to work as one. We grew from a small gang to a major power. This castle was built without having to carry each stone ourselves. But my trust in her turned into disaster. She poisoned the others against me, even Fabricius, whom I had raised from obscurity just like her. An ultimatum was put to Czar, that he condemn me or she would dissolve the clan. If Czar had but rebuked her then, all of this could have been prevented. As it was, I barely escaped, hiding in parts of the castle they did not know existed. They believed me slain, and I lay dormant until they forgot me. That is when I bound the book. Through the Slayers, I have struck back at her children over the years, but none save yourself have reached the throne. Do not fail now. After she's dead, do not disturb her ash. I will dispose of it elsewhere. She is not fit even to join this illustration of the throne. Castle's dust. Okay, so whoever this vampire is behind the book, he and Czar used to be the heads of the clan, and somehow the queen convinced Czar to betray Bookman here. No information as to why, but that would be the reason that he's so upset with everyone. Coffin, okay. And a web of wires can be found on the outside of the queen's coffin. Expect them to be highly energized, with only short windows in which to cut them. Like her minions, she is sealed by a unique device of interlinked rods and bars. Disassemble it carefully. Okay, so wires on the outside of the coffin, which is a little unusual. Rods and bars, we've seen those. Nothing real special there. Interior. The interior is staged to evoke her crown. Her stolen crown. Which would be there, I assume. Whoops. Wires and woven lines of force surround her like a regal mantle. Remove with care. We are so close. As with the scholar and the other high nobles, you must drive the stake into Corinthia's heart with the stone of the castle. It is fitting her end is caused by this castle she stole from me. This castle which sheltered me will finish her and bring me victory. It was never for a moment hers. This appears to be the last page. Not much about the interior, just that the interior is meant to look like her crown. There's wires and lines of force. Anything else in there? It's not mentioned. All right, so our book, real mad at what happened to him all those years ago. Betrayal by those he was close to, by those who are part of the clan that he helped start. He and Czar. That was taken away from him. And now he wants to get it. Well, I mean, he's not getting it back. He's killing them off. He's not going to get the clan back. Maybe he might start a new clan after this. But there's not going to be anyone left from the old one. Nor would he want there to be. They're all betrayers. We see why he was angry at the scholar. Fabricius. He said that he raised Fabricius out of obscurity. They all owe him. And what did they do? Well, you never know. Maybe they might have had a reason to. We don't have much information about that. And really, we're only getting the book's side of the story. Maybe there's more to this than meets the eye. Though if there was, would we ever actually get that information from the book? Usually when someone tells their side of the story, it's about how they were wronged and how everyone else was wrong. And woe is them. We're not actually talking to any of these vampires, of course. So, hey, not like we can get their side. We wouldn't want to talk to them, though. We're here to kill them. We're a vampire slayer. It's, kind of the thing we do. And, of course, we do have the offer as to what's going to happen after this is done. And if we want to forsake our humanity for the sake of power, well, is humanity all that great anyway? Things to think about. And these go together. So this would be the second to last of the stones. As after this, it would be Tsar. And then the world is saved. From the well, not vampires in general, but these vampires. These vampires who are going to become unkillable if we cannot kill them by the time the sun rises. There we go, like that. Would this be then... Oh, what about this? Yeah, like that. Kind of a weird shape. Sort of... Oh, okay, I guess like this is the bottom of it. And we don't actually know what our book here intends to do after this is all over. Can't think about that now. We're kind of in a rush. Here we go.
Excellent work.
Thank you.
The Great Hall coffin throne will take every symbol to overcome. You are already familiar with the defenses found in the Queen's coffin.
Nothing we can't handle.
As is her habit, she surrounds herself with quantity, not necessarily quality. But do not become complacent. The slightest inattention may cause you to falter. All rests on your every move. Finish what is started.
All right, so you heard the book. This is all stuff we've seen before, but maybe more than we've seen before. It's going to be a test of the skills that we already know and the tools we've already used. All right, yeah, here we go.
The Great Hall. You're standing where I was once condemned. She sat to your left.
The throne.
She was smiling.
Bad memories for the book here in the Great Hall, in the throne room. All right, so wires on the outside. Okay, all of our tools are here. Here are the snippers. I mean, come on, we've seen this. We know what this is. No problem at all. Okay, that's all of those. Now, the cylinders. So we can't pull this one out first because it's blocked by this. This one's blocked by this. This one can be pulled out the left side. Is there anything on the sides of the coffin, by the way? No, it doesn't seem so. Okay. Well, first we want to turn this. So the top spike can clear out. I turned it too fast. It squeaked, as it will do. I mean, we may be excited about meeting the Queen, but we can't forget we need to be quiet, slow, and patient. That's one. And we put it down gently. Now this one can be pulled out. Is there a ring? Not a movable ring, no spikes or anything. Two. Let's get you in here so you can get a better view. This one does have a ring. Two spikes that need to clear it. And that's a third one. Keyhole. We have 5 keys, but only 1 keyhole, so 4 of them will be wrong. So which design do you think fits in there? That one... That one might do it, actually. Let's listen to the sound. Whoops. My head went too forward. Yeah, I think that is it. Did we get it on our first guess? We did. Out of here, you. All right, let's meet the Queen. The book's very excited. You didn't mention there was a doll in there. I did not see that in the description in your pages, but we could hear the doll. There is one in there. There's also 2 rubies and many wires. It only makes sense that the doll's there. Though that has been the biggest threat of the obstacles. Some of these gaps are pretty small in the energy. That's all the wires. Now, we can't get the doll yet because it's covered by a line of foot. So I'm going to call foul on that. I don't actually know what was making sound there.
Failure. A teacher even wiser than myself.
I'm going to disagree on that.
Prey awoke.
No.
Your inadequate execution.
My execution was perfectly adequate.
Grace is the attack is only a primal reflex. The conscious mind remains unaware, and instinct soon subsides. It cost us time, though. Time that eventually runs out.
Right, so if the vampire wakes up, he teleports us back here with the explanation that, well, that was actually only a primal instinctual response. She's still asleep. Now, when that happened, I heard a sound to my right on the table. That's not common, but that has happened before, where I don't know what it is. Maybe there's some sort of physics conflict in the items on the table. As I'm quite positive I did not touch anything on the table when that was happening. I'm going to call foul on that. You need to keep a better eye on these tools while I'm working here. Yeah, well, all right, so now you saw what happens when we die, and we do have to start from the beginning. So, let's get to it. That's done. I'm going to put this down. And I'm hoping we don't have a repeat of that. Wait, that... I saw that teleport right there when I put it down. Didn't make any sound this time, but I wonder if that's what happened last time. Alright, the hook. I think the ruby to the right, that has the clearest path, so we're gonna go for that one. Alright, do not touch the vampire. I touched a line of force, but you saw that. Gonna pull back on that until the doll goes again. Do not touch the line of force. It's pretty tight. All right. Thread the needle.
Don't touch it.
Needle threaded. And now the doll's exposed. Get over here, you. Get over here. Get on this table. Get on that table. There you go. Alright, only one left. Kind of hard to get this one. There's not a lot of space. Gonna have to pull it out, move it a little bit to the right, pull it, and then move it to the left as I'm pulling it to not bump the vampire. If I have to bump something, it's better to bump the line of force.
Do not linger. Take much
know.
longer, and the target will notice you.
I know. I hit it twice. She didn't wake up. Okay. Right, the line of force went away when I took the ruby. I forgot about that. Okay. There we go.
As she feels the binding constraint, she'll realize Her children precede her in death.
Yeah, wonderful. Love it. Love that for her. It's like almost in her shoulder. All right, rune time. More runes than ever. Let's get them right.
Stay in the line.
I know.
Complete the binding now.
Do it. Don't yell. Don't yell at me.
Finally, she is gone from this world. Gone from my life.
I hope you're happy. Don't yell at me about taking too long. We did it. And I think this should count as me doing it on my first try. That previous try, that awakening, that did not count. That was your fault more than anything else. Really. Anyway, the queen is dead. Book is very happy. She's got her crown on. You'd think this crown would be worth something, but maybe it's beyond me. As a vampire slayer, I am above such petty theft, robbing the dead. Undead, who is now actually dead. All right, we got a triangle, if nothing else. And with that means there's only one left. The elder of the clan. Well, the book is also an elder of the clan. They were both elders. All right, tell me all about him.
The day is almost spent. We are racing the sunset now. This is the final bindstone. The culmination is at hand, Slayer. Within the castle's pinnacle waits the sanctum. It is the critical junction for the ritual, and in its heart sleeps Tsar. Wretched, pestilent Tsar. Corrupt, treacherous, would-be kinslayer Tsar. Vampires ignore morality as easily as we ignore death. Yet we know when we are wronged, Slayer. We know when we are betrayed. We know suffering. As eras pass and all we sacrificed for falls to the unworthy, and eternal greatness is squandered. All my suffering is Tsar's fault. I was reduced to sneaking like a rat in my own castle's walls, while they flourished in the moonlight. But no longer. If only I could be in your place, to feel the stake bite into flesh, to see surprise brighten those idiot eyes. I would relive that moment until the mountains erode into desert.
He's really looking forward to this. Also, we get an impression as to what the relation is. He said Tsar is a would-be kinslayer, so perhaps Tsar and Book are brothers. And as they did both start the clan, maybe that would make sense. This is a real Legacy of Kain looking vampire right here. The Elder Tsar. Being a long-lived vampire makes you start looking kind of looking like this, I suppose. Age, power, and betrayal beyond reckoning. Right, we're at the top of the castle. Let's read about the Elder. Elder Czar's bindstone is the largest of all, as it must bend the ritual at its strongest point. Its shape is a double pyramid, connected at a square base. Okay, so a lot of pieces. I only assembled 2 while the book was going on about that. So it's a double pyramid. Yeah, this seems like a tough one. The sanctum where Czar sits is the focal point of the entire ritual. The throne is suspended on a platform above an open column, surrounded by countless shelves of the castle's collection. All right, so we're on a platform held up by chains. It sits in precise alignment with a natural confluence of powers, the very reason why the castle was built here, anchored by this point in space. The column goes straight down to the bedrock below. Try not to drop anything off the edge. I cannot relate the depths of my hatred for the Elder Czar to you. You lack context. You cannot imagine what life was like as a vampire in the times before. We were old when humanity first scratched out its small thoughts in Sumerian clay. This is not to hold your youth against you. There will be ample time to learn once you are immortal. It is simply that if I say that we were once like inseparable siblings or boon comrades in arms, the feeling evoked in you by those words is as far from my feeling as a crude shelter of sticks and mud is from this castle. Okay, we can't actually comprehend what the relationship was like between Book and Czar. As humans, we are far too young and immature to be able to understand the depths of the feelings. I told you of how Czar went along with Corinthia's lies. I cannot explain why. I don't even know what I was sacrificed for. All I know is that it was, and that I've devoted all since to bring about this moment. I constructed the book out of my own body and mind in order to enlist slayers without exposing myself. They were only partially effective, and none before your arrival ever threatened Czar directly. So, right, here's an illustration of the book being sewn together. There's the eyeball in the cover. I owe you a debt for achieving my revenge and ending my exile, one I will repay in abundance. Then we can forge a bond to surpass the one I once held with Czar, and cleanse my mind of its memory. All right, we might even become closer to Book than he was with Czar. Wow. The Elder's coffin is elevated above all others and the most offended. It binds all 9 thrones together. The number 3 is essential to our arcana, and 3 sets of 3 signifies ultimate or culmination. Nothing demonstrates this better than the 9-pointed medallion locking the face of the coffin. To activate the mechanism, the proper patterned key must be inserted into the central part of the design. This will let you rotate its individual sections. You cannot see them clearly, but behind the medallion are a series of interlocked crossbars. To navigate the removal of the crossbars, alternate between moving them and rotating the design for visibility. So we're going to have to do the crossbars, which we've done before, but we can't really see them. It'll make sense when we actually see the coffin. A final set of nails... What? Oh, my hand's floating away. A final set of nails will be the last gate to the final interior. All devices have been employed as a final bulwark. Wires, lines of force, and waking idol all wait inside. Study them carefully before engaging. Watch how the patterns of wire energy are not in phase with each other. All right, so every obstacle we have done so far are inside. Not surprising, as this is the elder, the guy in charge. As you saw with the bindstone, the sanctum's barrier is the strongest of them all, and consequently will take the most concentration to overcome. There is one last twist. Recall the number 3 is vital to the vampire. An elder vampire has 3 hearts, as their body grows 2 redundant hearts in response to their power. It is a small matter to provide 3 stakes, but you will only have the smallest of windows between the barrier going down and the elder breaking free. All 3 hearts must be staked to bring it to an end. Right, so once we reach the end of this whole thing, it turns out that we have to stake 3 separate hearts. And we also have to hammer them with the stone, right? So we don't have a whole lot of time to do that. We're going to have to nail it in with the stakes and then hammer them all in real fast. So that's an additional wrinkle to what we're going to encounter once we actually get inside Czar's coffin and take down his barrier. Not surprised that there would be a little additional thing like that right at the end. But of course, before we can do that, I do need to assemble this. And not having too much luck with this. Oh, excuse me. Put you over there. Not having that much luck with this one so far. The previous few I got pretty quickly. This one's taking me a bit longer, so give me, well, maybe more than a minute. Give me a few minutes as I try to work this out. And one piece left. There we go.
It is done. You now hold the symbols to break open the Sanctum's final barrier.
Yeah, this definitely took the longest of any of them.
A 9-pointed medallion seals Czar's coffin. It is held in place by a set of interlocked crossbars. Unlock the mechanism, then dismantle it by removing the bars concealed behind it. Work by feel alone. You won't be able to see what holds the bars. The interior protections are arranged to guard each other. They will challenge you, but I believe you will prevail.
Well, of course we're going to prevail. We're the Slayer.
Instruct you one last time. The eldest vampires can grow supplemental hearts that aid their own.
We did read about that.
We wind up with 3 in total. Fitting, as the number 3 holds such meaning for us. You must find each with the relic heart, then stake all 3. Eliminate the Elder before the sun falls, and all this will be concluded.
All right, one more time. So the outside of the coffin, we're going to be doing the crossbars, but we won't be able to see them. Right.
Watch your step.
Yeah, we're on a platform.
The Sanctum is suspended over a shaft, which goes all the way down to the cellars. Feel that power. This is the ritual.
Oh, we got 2 servants over there. As usual, they're not interfering. I don't know how you would actually take out any of these books if you wanted to read them. It seems like it would be a difficult task to actually get to any of them. Well, I mean, not anything we have to think about. Maybe these 2 are the librarians, and they have to handle that part of it whenever someone wants to check something out. It seems like quite a task. But our task at the moment, we have 3 keys. Our usual tools and 3 stakes. Oh, there's actually no stone, so maybe we don't actually need the stone for this one. Maybe it's just stake them, but don't have to hammer with the stone. All right. Keys. We need to find the right one for this. So, which one? All right, this has like a circle on the top left, so like a line coming out the bottom, 3 lines. This looks like it's probably it. Let's listen. It sounds right. All right. So now we can move these around. We have to match them up. We can only move the smallest one at the moment. All right, those match. Once again, the metal does squeak, as they always do. It always does. It always does. All right, pattern's done. So now we can move this. And we have to move it to be able to see the bars behind it. So this is what they meant by not being able to see the bars. All right, we can see one on the bottom, but we can't move it because there's like a piece that goes up. It's blocked. It's interlocked with another bar. There's one on the side here that... Whoops. Yeah, I can't go too close, otherwise I lose my vision. Maybe we can move that one up. There's also one here, which is sort of diagonal. We could try lifting this one up and see if we can. Actually, it's probably linked with that one. It's probably the same one. Yeah, I can't move that one. So we just kind of have to feel around, figure out where we should be pulling. So if we can't pull this or this, it has to be this. I can pull it down. And out. There we go. That's one. Still can't pull this bottom one. Bats fluttering around. Is there another one? I thought it looks like there's only 3. Can I pull this? No, I can pull this one up now. All right, pulling the first one out got this one free. There we go. It's 2. Still can't get the bottom one, but what's this one here? All right, this one is loose. And this bottom one, I think I can pull it up and to the left.
Slower.
I was loud. Oh wait, no, I can pull it down. It can go down. And that's the last one. Nails. All right. We have them on the right side. Nothing in the side of the coffin there. Don't see anything on the side here. All right, let's keep an eye out for paired nails. Yeah, that one there's coming out. All right. 1. Oh, another one was coming out. Didn't even notice that one. It's 2. 3. Okay, that one's coming out. That one's coming out. 4. 5. 6. 3 more. And they're all coming out. No surprise there. 7. Eight. 9. Coffin's open. Careful now. There should be a doll.
Faster! I must see that face twisted in pain!
Calm down, sir. We stealth. Stealth is important. Okay. Doll. There is a ruby over there. Ruby.
Stop moving.
I know. And first thing we need are the clippers. Alright, we got some, like, double wires. Their proximity to each other is going to make my window to clip them even shorter than usual.
Our daylight is not infinite.
Yes, I know the sun's going down. Time is of the essence. Okay, where is the point where... Okay, I think this is... Oh, wait, over here. Got those. Where does... There.
Don't bump them.
I know. But I did get him. I did get him. Bumping a whole lot here.
Too close.
Okay, that's all the wires. I bumped a whole lot. But they were not twice in a... They were not twice in a row, so despite how many times I bumped, he didn't wake up. Alright, 2 rubies. I think the one on the right... Is the left... Could I, like, pull the left one out clear? I think the right one might be the better try. Yeah, there we go. Okay, left one, just straight through here, I think. Then the doll. Okay.
Now the binding. 3 hearts, 3 stakes.
Okay. Let's find him. That's one. It's two. Those are very close. I hope I'm not getting a false reading. But I didn't see one anywhere else, so I'm gonna have to say that those are the three. Alright. Do the runes, stab twice, grab that third one quickly. Hope I identify them correctly. Let's rune it up.
Go in order. Complete the binding now.
1, 2. You like that?
How long has it been? How many have I taught? Victory, vengeance, freedom. Time draws short. Return to the sanctuary.
All right, did it. All three got in. They were so close together. I wasn't sure if I was right about that or if I was getting a false reading on one of them. But no, those turned out to be three. Those were the correct ones. Had some trouble getting the third one in, but we did it. And we have the last triangle. Back to the sanctuary we go. And now that Clan Czar has been eliminated, what does the book want to do? The book does have a promise to give to us. Do we want that promise, though?
The book's power is nearly gone. I must speak quickly. With the Elder disposed of, the ritual sits vacant. That is, it would be vacant, had I not planned to intercept its power and redirect it to my own coffin, where my body sleeps. As promised, once I ascend, I shall transform you into a vampire, to be the champion of my new court. There's one small task left before your reward. You must forever forsake the role of Slayer by destroying a stake, the Slayer's instrument. Otherwise, the mystic privilege of the Slayer will prevent you from rising as a vampire after death. Bring the stake to the octant before the power fades entirely.
All right, so time for our reward. We destroy our stake and with it, our humanity. But is humanity all really what it's cracked up to be? Maybe it's okay to forsake our humanity. As a treat.
Reject my generosity? Do not presume to negotiate. We meet either as liege and vassal, or as diner and dinner. Destroy the stake now.
Well, okay. I mean, if you put it that way. Seem to have trouble destroying the stake. There we go. No need to get all threatened. After all I've done to help you.
From this castle we shall dominate the world. What is it you desire? Wealth? Flesh? Power? I will make you lord over all you wish for what you have done today. Vampires and humans, all will submit before my power. Those who survive will benefit from the peace we bring, as does any herd raised for slaughter. And this castle will be mine.
All right. Well, that's Silent Slayer. We killed all of Clan Czar, helping out our book vampire friend. And then turns out that he made good on his promise. He took Czar's place as the beneficiary of the ritual, becoming the ultimate unkillable vampire, and then turned us into a vampire, and we served as his right-hand man, lord of all we see. And apparently, as far as what's happening with humanity, it sounds like some of them are being sacrificed to the vampires because the vampires need blood, and, the survivors are doing all right. Maybe the survivors are living better than they have before. It's the whole idea of we can have a good society where people thrive and prosper, but some people have got to pay the price to have that society. Is that a good thing? Are we okay with that? Well, I guess we are, because we did forsake our humanity and destroyed our stake and became the second-in-command vampire of what would go on to, I guess, rule the world under vampire kind. I guess that's what Clan Czar intended to do, if we had failed in our mission. But yeah, that's Silent Slayer. I enjoyed the game a lot. I liked the style of gameplay of being a vampire slayer, but not like fighting anything, but just basically picking locks. Oh, the cast. There's only one voice actor, Gildert Jackson. I think that the story and tone of the game goes a long way due to his performance. He does a really good job voice acting the book. I guess that's the only voice that's in the game. I mean, we do hear the vampires yell and groan when we kill them, but he's the only one credited as a VA. Yeah, I think that his performance goes to go a long way in selling the story here. But yeah, like I said, I like the style of gameplay of being a puzzle game. You're basically a safe cracker, but the safes are coffins, and inside the coffins are vampires. Interesting take on it. I also think that this game does a really good job at taking advantage of like the high points of what VR it can do, as opposed to a game that maybe could be played on a flat screen, but now we're doing it in VR. This feels more like a very VR specific game. I feel like it works very well, and I enjoyed playing it a lot. It's very short, as you saw. We only had the 9 vampires. I feel like this is a game where you could, if they wanted to, or if they had the budget, it would be a fairly simple thing to be able to release additional coffins, like additional challenges, like maybe post-game harder challenge coffins. I don't know if they plan to do that, or if there's any intention of continuing on with any content for this. I would certainly like that. Because while I do like it, I feel like there's more room here for it to go longer. but maybe it could go a little bit longer. Our save game in Chapter 10, it's kind of an odd phrase, isn't it? Chapter 10? Czar was Chapter 9, wasn't it? What's Chapter 10? Well, we're back here. So I guess defeating Czar was the end of Chapter 9, and coming back here for the ending is Chapter 10. But why would that be considered its own full chapter? That sounds odd.
Had I not planned to intercept
Also, something to note as the book is talking to us. Well, we sacrificed our stake in order to forsake our humanity. But there's other tools on this table.
transform
Is there anything else we might want to use?
of my new core.
Well, I could try to stab him with our stake. That doesn't work.
All task left
This doesn't work.
for your reward.
There is something on the table.
Ever forsake the road
This is Czar's triangle.
by destroying.
Now, whenever we killed a vampire, we took their triangle and used it to get to the next vampire. But we got this from Czar, and we didn't actually use it, did we?
from rising as a vampire after death. Bring. No!
Well, here we are. At another coffin. There's a doll looking right at us. The book isn't here, but all of our tools are here. We are on another platform in the tower, surrounded by the books. What do? Well, what do you think we do? What we always do. We have to open this coffin. We're going to have to get rid of that doll, first of all. We can't get it in this tiny opening, but there are these wheels behind it. But we can't get to the wheels because of the lines of power. But there are medallions, rubies, on the outside. We haven't seen those on the outside of a coffin before. Easy to get that. Alright. No book here to teach us how to do things. We're on our own. Let's put this in my right hand. Of course, the book would not want to help us with this one. Well, we know what his plan is going to be. There's still one more. Still another medallion. Well, up there. We know that what his plan is, that he's going to receive the power when the ritual goes through. And this is his coffin that he's going to receive it in. But maybe we can do something about that. I mean, the book did fulfill his promise. But still, do we want the world to be ruled by vampires? We are a vampire slayer, after all. And we should probably do something about it. Alright, 3 wheels. You have to match up the patterns. I'm just looking at these lines right here and seeing what matches up with those. There we go. This opened a little bit. We can open that more, can't we? I'm looking at this circle right here. Here comes a circle there. It's not very talky here, is it? We have no book telling us to hurry up. We're working on our own. All right. Next, what do I want to line this up with? Let's see. What looks like this would work? I'm looking at this triangle up here. Looking for lines that look like they would come down from there. Maybe not this. That's not it. Keep going. Keep it going. It really is a good idea to have one of these dolls on the outside of the coffin. Don't know why all the vampires didn't do that. There we go. Now it's all the way open. Just wait for it to do that again. Oh, there's a key first. All right, 1 lock, 5 keys. I don't think it's this one. Probably not. Maybe? No, I don't think so. Don't think it's that. I think it's this one. Let's listen. No. Wrong sound. Well, the other one that looked like maybe it was this third key. Let's try this. Yeah, that's it. It was the third key. All right, now nails. We got nails on both sides. What about around the corners? Oh, yeah, we got 4 nails around the corners. Get out of here, you. Let's pay attention to those. Can't believe I dropped that. What an amateur mistake. The book would be so mad. I mean, the book, that one's coming out. And that one's coming out. I mean, the book knows I'm here. He knows where that... That's 1. He knows where that thing took me. The octant. When we lost that one time to the Queen, he mentioned about how the sleep is very deep. When she woke up, she didn't really wake up. It was just an instinctual response. So I think the idea is that even though he knows I'm here, he can't actually wake up, since he is deep within the vampiric ritualistic sleep. Though if I make too much noise, his body will instinctually attack me. It must be very annoying for him. Okay, that's coming out, and that's coming out. How could I possibly decline his generous offer of all that power? Why would someone turn that down? That one's coming out. That one's coming. Okay, all 3 are coming out. And one more. Okay. All right. The final coffin opens. What is inside? What is the final challenge? As we meet our mentor face to face. Here he is. And this guy's got 3 dolls. He... Maybe a bit overly cautious, really. I guess he had reason to be. Out of here, you. He's also missing an eye, which I guess that's his... on his on his collar. I guess that was part of the ritual of making the book. Well,
my body sleeps, but my mind still sees you. Heed my warning and desist.
Yep, he knows we're here. But how can we desist? We're a vampire hunter, and, well, it's what we do. It's our job. There's one that we can get to. What? All right, I was off on a couple of snips there. Let's get the top doll. Two down. Okay, he yelled once, but it didn't wake him up. Third and final doll. There we go. One more line to snip behind him. Let's reach on over, but don't touch him. Did my hand touch the table as I did that? Possibly. Might have been what that was. Okay. All right. Got to find his hearts. 3 stakes, which means 3 hearts. Also, the stone is here, which means I have to also hammer them in. Can we do it fast enough? Hard to find it. That's one. Oh, no, not that. There we go, like that. That's right there. That's two. That's the third. All right. Can we do it one more time? Let's rune it up. Oh. I missed. It's the first time that's happened on this run.
Of all those I've slain, you are the only one for whom I've lit a funeral pyre. By turning my own apparatus against me, you exceeded my expectations. I concede a remote possibility you might have won. I shall never understand what you thought to gain by opposing me. Starting with this castle, I will unite vampire kind under one rule, and I will feast on any who refuse. All will serve me, and all will finally be at peace.
All right, we do get a different ending for losing the final coffin. So that's our second ending. Okay, so I mentioned back at the beginning that when you are stabbing the heart, it's actually fairly easy to miss the target. And I was actually doing quite well throughout this playthrough of hitting the target. That time I missed on the second heart. And that is an instant failure. So, but at least we saw this other ending, where he seems quite sad that we turned against him and then he killed us. It also kind of sounds like his rule over the world is going to be more brutal. Perhaps now that he's a bit angrier and doesn't have us maybe calming him down a bit. So he's still going to rule the world over vampires and humans, but it sounds like it's going to be a bit messier and more brutal than it would have been. But we have to try again, don't we? Yes, we do. We were almost there. We almost killed our mentor. Just had to get all 3 stakes in and then hammer them in with the stone, and we would have been done. Can't give up now.
As I perish, I offer you my final thoughts. I overlooked but one slight detail, and you exploited it fully. But while I may be gone, my revenge cannot be undone by your betrayal. And without the influence of Clan Czar, the other vampires will run rampant. How does any human survive when vampires truly war? As long as you live, there will be work for a slayer, yet without me to guide you, I do not know how long you will survive. I will await you in hell.
All right, that's our third and final ending to Silent Slayer. So that time I tried just stabbing him with one hand and then using the stone and then getting the next. The first time I did it, I tried doing double staking, stakes akimbo, stabbing with left and right, and I'm pretty sure I missed with my right hand. Did not get him in the target. So this time I just used my left hand, stoned it each time, and then went for the next stake, and that seemed to work out better. I guess I have been stabbing with my left hand this whole time and not my right, so just better to keep going with that. Alright, so that is our last ending. That ending is all of Clan Czar are dead, including the book. We never find out his name. We just refer to him as the book. However, it may not be a happy ending, because now there's a power vacuum since Clan Czar is gone, and now all of the other vampires are going to war to fill that vacuum, and sounds like that there will be many, many human casualties when there is a vampire war. But hey, our character, the Slayer, is going to have a lot of work, and also he is uniquely qualified for slaying because, well, we now know the secrets of slaying these vampires that no one else... Only the book knew it. Only the book and certain members of Clan Czar knew these secrets. So now we're the only ones who know it. We're going to be in demand. We're going to be making that coin, that gold. Assuming that we are able to be alive to spend it, as also assuming that other humans will be alive to be able to sell us goods and services. It's unclear whether that would happen. So yes, none of the endings are happy ones, are they? Either we help out the book becomes the overlord of mankind with us as at his side, slaughtering certain humans, but the others are going to live at peace. Then there's if the book takes over as the overlord, but we die, then he also, again, rules over the world, all of mankind and vampires. It just sounds like he might be a bit angrier as he's doing it. And this one, well, the head vampires are gone, but a lot of people are going to die anyway in the vampire gang wars that are about to ensue. The book certainly doesn't seem to think that we have much of a chance of winning that. That maybe we might last a while because of the tricks of the trade that he taught us, but we certainly won't last forever, and we'll see him in hell. So none of these are really happy endings. But sometimes, no matter what choice you make, it's not going to be a happy ending. It's just, what did you think was the right thing to do? Granted, we could have made things a lot easier on ourselves by just becoming a vampire and being the second in command of the vampire overlord, but maybe that's not the life our vampire slayer wanted. But that's it. That's the end. That is the finale of Silent Slayer. I like that they have like a secret boss there that you can do what the book tells you and get an ending that works out well for you. I like that the book doesn't betray you. Like, the book does keep its promise that if you do everything he says and if you succeed, you will be rewarded. You will become immortal. You'll become powerful, both in terms of physical and magical abilities and political power. Now, he comes through for you. But I do like that there was the option there of maybe we don't want to do what he says. maybe we want to be a vampire slayer to the end, and there's still one more vampire in this castle to slay, and it is time. So, that's it for Silent Slayer, Vault of the Vampire. Like I said, I enjoyed this very much. I might just say that there were some finickiness, some sensitivity, some glitchiness on occasion, like what you saw with the Queen, where something woke her up, but I'm pretty sure I was not doing anything. In my first time playing through the game, that did happen at least a couple of times. And I don't know what that is. Just a little bit of finickiness that I kind of wish could be fixed. As I said, I would like it if there could possibly be downloadable coffins for more challenges. But actually, I think the way I would like it is if maybe there were more challenging coffins with more tricks and traps, but also maybe checkpoints, as it is annoying to get to the end and lose to have to start from the beginning again, especially if you're not really sure if the sound that caused you to die was actually you. Maybe a checkpoint when you open the coffin would be nice. Well, something like that. Anyway, Silent Slayer, Vault of the Vampire. The 3 endings are obtained. I hope you enjoyed watching this. I hope you enjoyed slaying vampires, because I enjoyed it myself, and that's it for Silent Slayer, Vault of the Vampire. Which of the 3 endings do you think was the happiest one? Which one is the best outcome if you have to choose one? Which one?